do whatever you want. I woke up like this. Can you tell? We've got weekend coffee cup. Again, this week it's the Louvre. Between the two weekend coffee cups we have, that one and the other one is the Arc de Triomphe. The Louvre is my favorite because I like the little metro sign right there. I like the little metro sign on there. So that's my cool story about that. I have my coaster because I respect wood or particle board or something. We are trying out a new, I got a microphone right here. It's in here. It's going like that. It's like a pager. So we're seeing how that works. I hope that the sound is appropriate. You're sitting. See, now this is the behavior that we want to encourage. So with a microphone, I wonder if it sounds any different from how this normally sounds. I guess maybe I'll have to play it back. I don't know. I'm doing a podcast next week, and I got this little setup for that. One of these little guys, because I don't know. You listen to podcasts and it sounds like somebody's on their phone, and sometimes it sounds fine, and sometimes it doesn't. So I want to just see if this is a better kind of thing. So we'll find out, won't we? Yeah. Good morning. How you doing? How's everything with you and the family? Tell everybody I said hi. EJ, how you doing? I hope you're enjoying your conspiracy series Trella. Sounding pretty good to my ears. Now, I wonder if, since I'm about to eat some toast, I wonder because this is here and I'm not using if we're going to get real crunchy. So let's find out. Recoil in horror if this sounds terrible. Toast and jam. Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I'm going to have some coffee. What are you guys having for breakfast? I'm just going to leave this up here for a little while because that's great. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is also like one of my favorite cereals. Granted, I haven't had breakfast cereal in a very long time, but I used to have like night cereal. And, that's just cereal you have at night. But I felt that was, I don't really want to have a whole bunch of milk at night before I kind of shut it down for the evening. So then I switched to like a dry kind of, just like have like cereal snack. So I do that, and I have this like it's kind of like a keto version of Cocoa Puffs. And I know that sounds terrible, but it is quite good. It's hard to find though now, which is a bummer, but we have to get it on Amazon and it takes like 2 weeks to get here. But we have that. And then I like mix it with, so I have like a little cup, a 1 cup. That's why they call it a cup. And I have that. And then I put walnuts. Put walnuts and then like a little bit of my chocolate cereal, and I go like this. And then we watch TV at night. It's my night TV snack. What do you think about that? But yeah, Cinnamon Toast Crunch and like Cinnamon Life. Cinnamon Life is bitchin'. Cinnamon Life is really, really, really good. And so years ago, my son and I agreed that Desert Island cereal because that would happen if you're stuck on a deserted island and there's cereal. You could pick your cereal. The correct answer would be Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Or Cinnamon Life, but Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So Solomon Toast Crunch, I think, is great. That is fun. Good morning to you, John. Sheldon, because I'm old, I usually have grape nuts, but went bold today with, I can't make out what that emoji is. I'm going to say it's that you're having quiche. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to say it is. Sheldon is having quiche, and I like that about you. Yeah. So, what do we have going on? We had a class this week, and we did this one a lot different from all of the previous classes. I know, right? Right? I know. Right? I know. Check it out. So how did we do this different from our previous classes? Well, I'm not going to tell. I'll tell you. So two brothers, Jamie and Matt, super great guys. We had a really good time, and that's good. I like having a good time. You know what I like better? Having a really good time, and that's what we did. But what was interesting, and this is something that I think a question I should ask for the people who want to take a class in the future is like, how do you want this experience tailored? And when I say that, what I mean is like a lot of people that take a class get really excited about like the fretting process, installing frets, learning how to do all of that, like kind of taking the mystique away from frets. And and other things like setup and how to intonate a guitar and the stuff at the end, the important stuff at the end that really makes a difference. And when people share that stuff, I'm like, well, we're going to get into it. However, that is stuff that happens at the end. And there's a lot to get through to get to that point. There's a lot of routing, there's a lot of sanding, 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 there's a lot of sanding. There's also a lot of sanding that has to be done. When you finish with that part, there's you move on to sanding, and when you're almost done with that, you add some sanding to it, and it's a lot. It takes up a lot of time. And in doing the classes, in resuming the classes, as you know, we kind of incorporated the robot into some of this. And what that kind of looks like now is we'll cut the body perimeter out on the CNC and then do any of the multiple mood swing like contours, but like leave the neck heel contour because that's something that is easily done. It's not that it's easily done. It's not as involved necessarily as people tend to think, and it's easy to see results quickly. And it's so that's good. So we'll leave that, like we'll do that portion. And then like with the neck blanks, like we'd have like oversized templates and then, we cut them out and then it goes on the machine to get the back shape. And then, like always, you start with a radiused and slotted fretboard. We glue it all together and move on. And so these guys, Matt and Jamie, their focus is like the whole construction of it all is not really the, what they're really looking for. I mean, like, yeah, it's cool and all, but like, we really want to learn, we really want to do the wiring and, learn some fret work and, that stuff at the end. So I thought to myself, why don't we, all right. Hi, I'm Sully, and this is NPR. The chest tone really translates. Oh man, I was really going for glassy cleans. Damn it. Well, it is like right against here, but I am also like, I am in the down part of my speaking voice at the moment. I'm noticing, but that's okay. I can go up here, and that's fine too. But no, we still kind of have some. I want to keep it. I want to keep some 6-inch voices. So the guys really wanted to learn that stuff. So what we wound up doing is like with the bodies. So one was like a telly style, like a La Cabronita thing. And so we did 90% of the body like in advance. And what that means is that it's cut out, it's rounded over, the neck pocket's done, the control cavity is, the back of the control cavity is done, the blade switch is cut out, but like there's doinks for drilling the volume tone holes. Joel. And and then the sides were sanded to like 220. So like we took it pretty far. So really all that needed to be done for that body was to route the pickup cavities, drill this, locate the bridge. It's over there. Drill the string through holes, and then route the channel, the cavity for the string through block that goes in there. I don't have one here that I can show you. Well, I do, but not in this room. But so a lot of that was already done. And then with the necks, like I took it pretty far. So like I got it to the point where, the neck, like the fretboard is glued on. It's all cut out. But you're gonna have to like blend the sides of the neck into the fretboard. The tuner holes are drilled. Like it was kind of a one piece. So like with the neck, they got to mark out and drill their inlays, install the inlays, which then makes them an inlay artist. And you got to level the, sand the fretboard out, get that ready for frets, and then blend the sides in and sand all the neck and stuff. But like the whole point is like at the end of day 2. I want to say that the bodies were like 95% complete. So like the heels were contoured, the neck bolt ferrules were drilled to their proper depth. The necks were sanded, fretted, flush and beveled. Granted, we also did nickel frets, so that helps things. So like day 3, it was really just whatever was remaining body wise in the morning, and then in the afternoon we started like the level crowning and polishing of the frets. So on day 3, this is, if any, like Hank, you're here, you took a class, like we don't usually get that far until like day 4. And I know that sounds like, well, it's not much of a difference between day 3. It is a big difference. Usually in classes, we go Monday through Friday, and then like Saturday's like a half day, and Saturday is kind of like, let's take care of whatever is, whatever's remaining. Let's get this, let's get it done, which usually means, it's like people are often have flights to make and stuff. So like that final setup stuff, I still show it, and here's the process, but it's faster. So, but in this time, I was able to like take the time and show them how like I round fret ends with the little fret end tool. Also like how to roll fretboard edges. And stuff that like, and we, get like a coat of oil on the necks. Stuff we definitely do not really get to do to this level in a class. And then like Thursday we do the wiring, and it was just a much more relaxed, we could really talk about, the process of these things. So then Friday it was, let's go ahead and, finish up whatever little bits of wiring needed to be done. Let's get it assembled. Let's get it strung up. Let's go get lunch. Let's come back. And then, dialing in nut slots. That's something that I usually wind up doing in the class, because it's like, the way that the classes are usually paced, we're running out of time. And so this was definitely, it was great. It was a lot easier for me, which is nice. I think the guys probably got a little bit more out of it. Not to say that people in previous classes wouldn't get as much out of it, but like, I don't know. I think that's kind of like the way to go. So I think for any future classes, I'm gonna, ask like, what's the most important part to you? Because, this whole thing is like, I want to make sure that people are getting value for their investment of time, and let's be real, money. And I don't think that anyone that has come for a class, I don't think that anyone has come for a class and not gotten value for the investment. But I think that, man, this might be a better way to go. So cool for me, because like these guys were like, we got our money's worth at the end of day 2. I'm like, all right, great. Well, let's bring it to a close. I'm just kidding. But now, Joel, even when you eat toast, it sounds like you're crunching on guitar strings. I apologize, but dreams to have a Sully Raven. Well, we need to make that happen. Because, there's always tomorrow until there isn't. And, wasn't that a cool thing? Didn't I just empower everyone? It's a dumb thing to say, but not really. And I understand, well, okay, so there's no time like the present. Well, then now I'm going to just buy it. I understand it's more involved than that. If it was easy enough to just go, oh, well, time is for today is for seizing, and so I'm going to go and seize the day, But it's not always easy to do that from a financial standpoint. But so here's a point to tell all the people that, Joel, if you're interested in like a custom Raven, I mean, obviously we're happy to do that. If that is where you're leaning, one thing that is worth mentioning is that we like to take the total cost of the guitar and split it up into 3 installments. Sometimes 4, depending on like what the total is. So it is, if it's someone's goal to have one of my guitars, it is, I want to do everything that I possibly can to make sure that happens. And if it's easier for installments, then let's do that, because let's face it, that also helps me out, because that's a cash flow thing, So yeah. Now the other thing is, if you're interested in the conspiracy series Ravens, which are a hell of a lot of guitar for not a hell of a lot of money, all things considered, because I understand that a statement like that is relative. Not a hell of a lot of money to somebody is a hell of a lot of money to someone else. Crunching. Sorry. I could mute this, I guess. But if you want one of the conspiracy series Ravens, we did one in the most recent batch that arrived. I don't know. I don't remember if so. Joel, are you in the US? If you happen to be in Canada, our Canadian dealer's Guitar Brando has one, and it's on Reverb right now. But I mean, he'll also ship to the US. So like, there is a white, the white mare pearl, like little white sparkle Raven on Reverb, and right now, I think our other dealer, Sinister Hand Guitars in Denver, I don't remember if they got one. Capital Guitars is one of our newest dealers, and they got one, but it's already sold. I think I have one left, but that is like super borderline B stock, and it's probably, we'll make those available soon. Yeah, we'll make them. We'll make the stuff available soon. All right, what happens if I do this? Hang on. Was that better? Because like, yes, this is Breakfast with Sully, but if like this mic makes it a really unpleasant experience for people, then I don't want to do that. Dude, you're in the Caribbean, but heading to the UK next year for a few shows. Now that sounds like a really good place to be. I would, I'm concerned about the whole hurricane of it all. But beach and water, and that's pretty good. The humidity isn't my favorite. I mean, look at me, for God's sakes. I mean, that's no help to me. But there's definitely an allure of being down there. Heading to the UK next year. So I don't have any dealers in the UK, but I do ship to the UK. Of course I do. We will have our demo guitars for our European distributor. And I know the UK is not part of the European Union. However, they do also service the UK. So we will have their demo guitars like around and just after NAMM time. So I'm really hopeful that like we can move this like international aspect of it all forward, because I have, as far as I'm concerned, I do ship things to other countries, not every week, but there's a few a year. So we need to get that out there. That's my cool statement about that. What else? So we did 2 classes in October. In November. We did like a one-on-one kind of class through like October, but like luckily he was local, so like we did like a couple days, and then we're kind of like piecing things in. So we will meet up on Tuesday and kind of do some some finishing touches before we get that body ready to go to paint. Yeah, so that's yeah. Saturday is for wiring and tacos. Yeah, see, like that Monday through Friday thing, that is alluring, because as fun as classes are, it's a lot of work, and I'm by the end of the week, I'm you could say toast. So yeah, if we can kind of still make this work as like a Monday through Friday thing, that would be great. I do have to say, and unfortunately, like where the shop is, there aren't really what I would consider super great taco options. So like that whole like, oh man, you're gonna have tacos like every 28 minutes in class. That's not true. We just usually just go grab sandwiches or like whatever is around the shop, but you know, that's all right. Yeah. Into Nersh. Yeah. So like all of that stuff, like it was a really relaxed, more informative day yesterday. Um, I have to say, it was really great for me to be able to show somebody how to like round fret ends and like how to roll the fretboard edges and stuff, and just kind of get a feel for that whole thing. Um, Scrape fretboards and get them cleaned up, which again is not really something I don't have real memories of doing that in a class. I may have, but I just don't. I just don't have any memories of that. So like, I don't know. I don't know. This might be the way to go. Anyway, so we're getting back into our reality as it is, and what that means is there's a whole bunch of woodwork that I have to catch up on. So like Monday, Monday I'm going to go in and just try and kind of de-hurricane everything, because like I am not a meticulously organized person, and I think it's generally because I am going from place to place. It's keeping a lot of plates spinning, even with having the guys there, while them taking care of various tasks that are very important to what we're trying to accomplish. I still have to not be on top of what they're, but be aware of what they're working on and kind of, oversee that stuff without, and I don't mean like stand over somebody and say, no, it has to be like this, but you know what I'm saying. I'm part of being involved in that process. And so, as a result, I'm always going from place to place to place, and things often come with me and get lost. And, and by the end of the week, like I said, I'm like a hurricane as it is. And by the end of the week, it's just like something exploded in the shop. So, I need to go in on Monday. And so like there are some class guitars that need to be disassembled so the bodies can go to paint or be shipped to their owners. I've got to make some templates for somebody, which means I got to get some MDF over the weekend, which it's just so unpleasant, but that's okay. Well, you shouldn't have fucking offered. Well, good point. And there is, I have a new client who, everybody's got their preferred neck shapes, right? And if it's something that is maybe a little more traditional, like if somebody really likes like the 50-90 kind of style, it's difficult for me to make the guitar, in a sense that I won't like it. And what I mean by that, it's like, yes, I can make the thing. It's kind of like making a lefty, in that I follow the recipe, And then when the assembly time comes, it's your string height is this, your neck relief is this. I'm like, that is universal. But on something that is more tailored to my taste or my playing orientation, I can kind of go, yeah, this is good. We might be able to get away with a little bit or a little super teeny tiny minute, details that to me make a difference. But if somebody's preferring like a really thicker neck, I'm never going to like it. So, yeah. And so what I'm going to do is I've got two different, neck shape files for this sort of like, LP style. So I'm going to make some test necks because, this particular order, it is a rather expensive guitar. And, while I've done this sort of thing in the past, I'm just going to make some test necks out of like scrap wood and like not put a truss rod or frets or anything like that. It's just, here's a back shape. Here is a fretboard ish that it's like it's radius, but I'm probably not going to put slots in. Or like if I have, like fretboards that for one reason or another might be radius, but we don't use, we can just use that. And so I'm going to try and get those machined. I would like to try and get those machined Monday, because then I can get those sent out, and then we can make that body and neck and all of those things. There are some trellas that I need to move. There's about five. We've got some, 6, 7. Holy cats! Well, that's cool. There's some Trella LSs, which are the short scale ones. I have an idea for the LS, that I think we're gonna get into. I want to get into, in probably after NAMM is done, so like the beginning of next year. I'm gonna try and get the drawing work done. Or you know what? We usually shut down the time between like Christmas and New Year. And when I say that we shut down, it's, I'm still working, but it's a little bit different. And I try and do, like if there is like programming or any kind of stuff like that, if it's stuff I can like bring my computer home and do that here, it's, try and have a little holiday break of it all. But that might be a good time. You're going to see. So, I almost told you, about one of the things I've got for NAMM, that is, something that I've wanted to do for about a decade that I haven't really, up until this point, I hadn't really found the answer of how I want to accomplish that. And now I have. And so we made the test, and, I did like a test, but like not like a complete guitar, to kind of test like a proof of concept. And then, so we make the thing. I will tell you, because I don't think this is, well, who cares? Well, we already kind of previewed this in the most recent Conspiracy Series pre-order. Throughout next year, I'm going to be adapting our set neck models to having spoke wheel truss rod adjustments. We have been doing that with the bolt-on models throughout this year. And you might ask, well, that doesn't seem like that big of a change. And it is and it isn't. Because like, we've got to make the stuff, and, kind of stopping and, kind of implementing a change like this. It hasn't been something I can do, immediately. But, as you may have noticed on the most recent, Conspiracy Series pre-order, where we've got the 624 PME, the Ocarina Trella, and, the 24 fret Alita, those so the 24 fret Alita, so that's new. Like Alitas were always 22s, but we've made it a 24, and that's got a spoke wheel adjustment, and so does the Carina Trella. So I'm going to kind of expand that out, across the rest of the set neck options. And the nice thing for the nice thing about that is that I won't have to buy two different kinds of truss rods, although the spoke wheel truss rods are twice the cost of the non-spoke wheel dual action truss rod that we have been using up until this point. And, still this point, but I don't know. I think it's okay. I can absorb that. As the thing though is I have to always remember that, so like my supplier, I also get other parts and stuff from them for, other things. And I always have to remember that when I'm ordering something, just order like 5 truss rods. Just order 5 truss rods, put them in the bank, because there's always a time when both of the suppliers that I use for truss rods are out, and they're out for months. So, I need to not let that happen. So that's my cool story about that. It is important to make sure that you have all the parts you need. And speaking of which, Drew, if you're still watching, this will be you'll be happy about this, because a lot of Drew's guitars have Schaller Hannes bridges on them, and in the US, so All Parts used to carry them. They were the distributor. And I don't think they sell them anymore. And then, so I used to buy them. I bought a bunch of them in like 2021 from this site in Germany. And like if you needed black Hannes bridges, you couldn't really get them in the US. You had to get them from Germany. That I learned from another one of my clients. And so I've been completely out of the Hannes bridges, I think, since Drew's last guitar, which is the most recent, his most recent one, the Champagne Sparkle One Humbucker Stardust has a black Schaller Hannes bridge on it. Do you know what that bridge looks like? I can. Let me go grab one. I'll show you. Meow, 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 meow. Liz Lemon, what are you doing? I'm on a hot mic, Liz Lemon. Snap, crackle, pops, and it's Liz Lemon. Yeah, dude, I'm talking to you, Liz Lemon. She's up on top of one of the chairs, just having a great time, just clawing the ever-living shit out of it. And like, Liz Lemon, that is not the behavior I want to see from you. Anyway, so this is a Schaller Hannes bridge. So you see the saddles, the individual saddles. It's space age polymers. It is very similar to like a graphite or like the Graphtec Tusk material. But it's a proprietary whatever thing. And you've got this metal part here that the saddles anchor to. And so like this is always black. But if you want like a black Hannes bridge, like this part is black. Or if you want a gold, like this part is gold, so on and so forth. Now I thought, and Drew, correct me if I'm wrong, on the black ones, and then you've got, so these little guys here, this is your string height. So these are just screws that you tighten to or loosen to raise or lower the saddle. Now on the black ones, if you get like, so this is nickel. So this and this, match. And so like if you have a black one, this is black, and then these points are black, gold, so on and so forth. Now, the black ones have changed over the years. Like the designs of these have changed over the year. Well, not the designs, but like while this has like the little Schaller S in it, on the black ones, like it still had it like engraved, but now it's kind of lasered. So like, like, so this is, it's, I don't want to say it's etched in there, but like on the black ones now, this gets like lasered and it's not black anymore. So like, they change over the years. So I've been out of, let's move this down a little bit. You can see this bitchin' blue guitar I've got here. I have been out for a while, and I forgot that one of our wonderful clients in Germany helped me get in touch with the people at Schaller, and now I have an account with them. I set it up in like 21, and I forgot about it, and I needed to get some more, and so I'm like, let me see if I can find it. I found it. I ordered some Schaller Hannes bridges, and they arrived like fast, dude. Fast. They got here quickly. So that's cool. Yeah. So cool story. So I have a source for them. They are a little different now. So like I got some black ones and I got some gold ones. So like this part is still, this is black or it's gold, but the color of the little saddle height, it's more of like a stainless steel now. So that has changed. So let's look at this Raven. This Raven was a NAMM guitar. And the color was inspired by a boot, a women's boot that I saw at a Chanel store. So the fretboard is also flaked. It's an involved kind of build, and this is we had this at NAMM 2019. One of the fun things about this guitar, I mean, obviously, other than it's just super fun looks, the entire, like the body and neck are made out of basswood. Even the neck. Yes, you can make a neck out of basswood. I mean, you can make it out of anything, really, but like, it will stay, it's stable. Like this neck doesn't move. And the nice extra bonus is that so Ravens are big guitars. I mean, even though right now this kind of looks like a small guitar, doesn't it? Because I'm just kind of holding it. I'm like, oh yeah, hey, look at this little guy. This guitar is probably, I don't know, it's not much more than 7 pounds. It's very lightweight, so that's fun. So the process of making this was a little bit more involved because of the painted fretboard. Now, there are many companies that offer painted fretboards. That's not a new idea. However, what they usually do, or what is common, is you just paint a completed fretted neck, and then you're cleaning up a whole bunch of stuff, and it's really hard to wet sand between frets and all that stuff, level things out. So what I did was I made the fretboard. The fretboard went to paint, and then while that was happening, I was making the remaining parts. And then once this was painted, it was then glued to its neck, and then frets went in, and then I glued the neck in the body, and then it went back into the paint process. This also has nickel frets. When we've done painted necks, painted fretboards, we usually do nickel frets just because it's easier. it's just much easier than doing stainless. Because getting like the frets leveled or not leveled, but like flush and beveled and stuff on something painted. I know repair people do it all the time. I just don't want to. So we make it a more involved process. So like same thing with the Comet, which we are making. More about that maybe another time. Okay, so let's see. Michael, you're slobbering over that Blue Raven. Well, that's cool. This also has this is a sparkle switch tip. Let's see if I can we? Yeah, can't really see it, but it's a white sparkle switch tip because that's fun. I think this has Conspiracy Series pickups in it. I think it does. Yeah, those bobbins look like Conspiracy Series pickups. Cool story. Assad, hey man, I'm glad it showed up. I'm glad it arrived safely, and I hope that I hope that guitar serves you well. Jeff, starry eyes, meow meow. Whoa, it won't be my okay. Good. Rodrigo, good morning to you. Catfish, good morning to you. All right, Drew, chiming in with some Hannes. Yes, the black Hannes are all black and have the laser etched S, at least up to the. They all do. I know that, like, but some of them, like, wasn't the S like the same color? Like the whole thing was plated. And am I misremembering that? Oh, that's right. Yeah, you played this at the NAMM show. Basswood neck for the win. Bring on the internet hate. Yeah, I get enough of that. Actually, I don't get much of that these days, which is nice. Maybe just I don't say enough controversial stuff. Maybe that's the thing. That's the thing that I need to do. Don't do it if it's a pain in the ass. I don't want to give people hassles. You're nice enough to like own like 400 guitars. So, no, I'm gonna believe you. It's all good. Don't sweat it. Yeah. So, yeah. So this is the little NAMM Raven. I really like the neck on this one. This was God damn it. I don't think very often. I'd have to look at the pictures, but I think this neck. Well, yeah. No, this was made before we had the machine, wasn't it? Because it was NAMM 2019, so that was January of 2019. So yeah, so the construction would have been done in 2018, and I didn't have the CNC. Okay, yeah, I like the neck on this one. I will tell you, one of my absolute favorite guitars is that one. My Champagne Sparkle Concorde. That is Concorde number 1. And you know what? Okay, yeah, no, we're good. Champagne Sparkle is a finish I never get sick of. It is a gold, but it also has like a platinum kind of vibe to it, which, goes with my fanciness. And like, oh, Champagne Sparkle and nickel. Oh, it's so good. And we've got the back here. This neck, yeah, I think this was also, the body was 100% CNC'd. I remember that. I think I'm as sure as I can be that I shaped this neck. And by saying that, like, that's also going to be like one of these, like, oh, it's Sully shaped it. But like this thing is dope. I love this guitar. I really, really, really do. The guitars that I own, that I've kept, I keep certain ones, like the first of something, like, I mean, just like other people that like buy my stuff, they don't, they're not forever guitars for everybody. And um, I have that same thing, but a lot of the guitars that I still own, like I said, were firsts or prototypes or whatever. And I just look at them as like, even if maybe there's something about that particular guitar that wouldn't be like my favorite guitar. I also look at it as this is a snapshot. It's just a documentation of where I was at that particular time. So that's cool. Cool. Yes, you did. Was that really 2019? Jesus. Yeah, dude. Champagne Sparkle finish. Champagne Sparkle goes hard. I'm not a gold fan. Like, I don't really care for gold. Um, I've always liked silver more. And I think maybe that's what I like so much about this, is that it's kind of a mix of those two. And it's, champagne. I mean, it's fancy. Get fancy, people. Get fancy. Get fancy. Love the inlays. These are our hollow blocks. We use these on a lot of guitars. Oh, a little November rain there. Hollow blocks are like kind of our default fancy inlay. So like I started doing them because I didn't want to do like solid block inlays anymore, because everybody, everybody does them. So years and years and years and years ago, we started doing hollow blocks, which is what you see here. It gives the vibe, but it is different, and I like that. I like that. I've talked a lot doing these little streams about, I'm not saying that what I do is radically different from what people have seen before, but I just don't want to make the stuff that everybody else makes. I want people to make what they want to, and all of it, as long as it's not one of my fucking designs, because I will hunt you down and kill you. But I just want to make my own stuff, just to kind of say, hey, I know it's super insignificant, but I was here for a minute. But this has since evolved. So now, like, Concords have their own inlays. And granted, we use them on some other models too, but they're called Concord Trails. And I think it's a really cool, it's a cool thing. And I don't think I have a guitar with Concord Trails here, so I can't show you, but sorry. Oh, wait, actually, here, let me go back. So Joel, like, the 71 Trella back here, hey, I did it, also has hollow block inlays. But yeah, we put them on, the only thing, like, I think we've done them on 624s, like, and it looks okay, but like that wouldn't be like, if I'm just going to make a 624, like, oh, well, what fretboard do I put on? Oh, put slashes on it, because to me that is like it's what I associate. The older black harness on your Alita is all black with what appears to be a machined S. Yeah. That's what I thought. I should put together a picture book of some of the special guitars. I would like to do that. Like, that kind of goes along with the idea of how I really want to do a magazine. I really, really want to do a magazine. I've got a source to like make that happen, and you'd be able to like subscribe. You'd be able to like, just order them online and all that. So like I've found that option, which is great. But it's like, I need someone to lay it out. And there's, templates and stuff and that they have. And, so it's not reinventing the wheel. But it's like, with all the other stuff that I've got going on, I can't even make a wheel. So I've got to make these wheels. But I really, 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 really want to have this kind of magazine, because like what I want to do is have like, these are the guitars that we completed last year, and some sort of, documentation of that. And, and then kind of have articles and, about maybe some special builds, or the story behind some, about special builds, talk about how like things came about to being, interviews, little interviews with artists, little areas for people to send in pictures of their Sullys, and maybe a little like, hey, I like these things because I bought a Sully and now I'm 2 inches taller, or my hair just got shinier, or whatever, my dog learned how to sit. Nobody knows. I really, 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 really want to do that, because like, if Oprah can have her own magazine, then I should too. And let's face it, Oprah and I are practically the same person. So yeah, I really want to do that. And like, I have made plenty of photo books. I love making photo books. I love that. I love making photo books. I love like framing posters and stuff like that. It's fun for me. Like whenever we go somewhere and if they've got like picture frames on sale, like I'm like, oh man, I got some oh man, they got some 18 by 24s over there that I can really, do something with. But yeah, I really want to do that. Assad, I think one of my favorite things is your unique spin on the different shapes that have been around for decades. Not too subtle, but not over top. Just right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let me ask you this. So you've had your Concorde for a little bit. Have you noticed that the top is not flat? The top of the guitar. You probably have, because you're a smart guy, but it is arched very, very, very slightly. And you can tell because like here is thicker than out here. It goes like that. So do revolutions and so do 625s. And I do that because I put the little arch there. Number one, because it's a little extra kind of fun thing that is, like you just said, it's very subtle. And it does make it, it's a little bit more involved of a build, which is okay. But then if I do that, then I don't necessarily have to put bevels on the body. And when I was trying to think of, ways that if I'm going to do this shape, what can I do to kind of, add a little to it? So that's what I came up with. Thank you. I'm so glad that you were enjoying that. Go to Petco to get a new dog name. All right, right on. Why not both? A noticeable improvement in my dog's behavior since getting a Sully. You know what, Assad, I am gonna put that quote on the website. I'm going to do that. Cool. Thought Radius is awesome. You get a magazine. You get a magazine. You all get a magazine. That's right. That's how it works. Here. Okay, hang on a second. I'm gonna copy this comment here. And that will be on a page on the website somewhere. 100%. What else? I think that's it. Oh yeah, we're gonna end. This is gonna stop in a minute. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I do want to make these things better because, like, I have had things to kind of talk about the most time, but like I usually don't. This could be probably shorter, more concise, more on topic. But like, so if people have like specific questions, I am going to be like in the future, like, hey, if you have questions that you want us to answer, post them here. And then we'll, that whole like thing. We'll do that. I'll play you some jazz. I wonder if the microphone picks this up. Oh, I'm going to get a copyright strike. That is Thank You Boys from Jane's Addiction. So thank you, boys and girls. We need more ladies. We need more ladies watching. Bring Sully Guitars for everyone. Sully Guitars is for the children, just like what Wu-Tang said. Have a lovely weekend. See you later. Bye.